Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vivek. Today we will discuss on list in Python. So let's get started. So the first question which comes in our mind is, what is list? List is a collection of arbitrary objects. For example, array in other programming language like Java. However, it is a more versatile data type in Python. So let me give you some important feature of list. List is an ordered collection of objects. It can contain an arbitrary object, which means it is a heterogeneous in nature. List can be accessed by index and can be nested to arbitrary depth. Lists are mutable and dynamic. Today in this tutorial we will discuss on these features in details with example. Now let me show you how a list can be created. We can create a list in two ways. First, placing all the items inside a square bracket separated by comma, and the second method is using the list constructor. So let's create an empty list here. To create an empty list, we can define a variable a and initialize it with empty list. Another method is we can define a variable b and initialize it with an empty list constructor. If we print this value of a and b, we can see that empty lists are printed. List can take any number of elements and each element belongs to a different data type. For example, string, integer, etc. That means we can create list of different data types as well. So let's first create a list of integer data type. So to create a list of integer data type, we can define a variable a and initialize it with the list of integer data type. The value are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If you print the value of variable a, we can see the list of integer data type is printed. Similarly, we can create a list of string as well. So let's create a list of string b, and if we print the value of variable b, we can see the list of string is created. Now let's create another list c, and this time we will create the same list as b but elements in the reverse order. So if we try to compare the two lists now, b and c, using some identity operator like is, and if we print the command b is c, the result is false. This means list is an ordered collection of objects. The order in which you specify the elements when you define a list, that list is maintained for its lifetime. Let's create another list with mixed data type. To do that, first let's create a variable and initialize with some values, which is mix of string and integer. If we execute this command and print the list d, we can see it is a list of mixed data type, and this is an example of heterogeneous data type. Now individual element in a list can be accessed using the index in square bracket. To do that, we can write as d at square bracket index position. So if I want to access the first element of list d, we can execute this command and it returns the first element of the list. So this way we can access the nth element of a list as well. Python allows negative indexing for its sequences. The index of -1 refers to the last item. Similarly, -2 refers to the second last item, and so on and so forth. So if we want to access the last element of this list d, we can execute this command d of square bracket -1. It printed the last element of the list. Similarly, if we want to access the second last element of the list, we can execute the command d of -2 and it printed the second last element of the list. We can access the range of element as well using the slice operator in Python. To do that, let's execute a command d at 0:3. If we execute the command, it printed the first three elements of the list d, where the 0 stands for the start index and 3 is the end index, but not including that index position. Slicing works for negative index as well. So if we execute this command d in square bracket with index position -2 and index position -1. So if we execute this command, it printed the list hello. So it fetches the list starting from index position -2 and ending on the index position -1, but not including this index position -1. You can specify strides either in positive or negative to define the step size. To do that, let's execute this command d of maybe 0 colon 2 colon 1. So if we execute this command, it printed the first two element of the list d. So it starts from the index position 0. It will end on the index position 2, but not including that element of that position, and with the step size 1. So if we take the first three elements but not including this third element, so it printed the first two element of the list. We can add one item to a list using the append function and several items to a list using the extend method. Let's try to understand how we can add element to a list. So if we want to add an element to this list d, we can simply use d dot append function and we can pass the element. So if I want to add 12 in this list and executed this command, if I print this list d, it adds the element at the end of this list. To add multiple element in a list, we can use extend function. To do that, let's execute this command on list d and try to add two elements in the list. So if we execute this command and print the list d, it added two elements to the list. Okay. We can also use concatenation to add two lists. To do this, let's try to understand this with an example. So let's create a variable x and initialize with value 1, 2, 3. If I use the arithmetic operation to add a new list, which is maybe 3 elements of 4, 5, 6, and if I execute this command and print this list x, it appended the second list to the first list, and here is the result. If you want to insert an element at the desired position, we can do that using the insert method. To do that, we have to use the insert method, and here we have to pass the position as well as the element. Suppose we want to add element 7 at second position of this list x, we can execute this command. If I print the element x, element 7 is added to the second position of this list. We can create nested list as well. To do that, let's pass a list element insert in an insert function. So if I want to create a nested list, we can simply pass a list inside this nested function, and maybe I can pass element 1, 2, and along with that I have to specify the position of the element. If I execute this command and print the list x, it added this list with elements 1, 2 at the third position of the list x. Okay. Now we can remove a specific element or an item in a given index or delete the entire list. To do that, we have to use the remove function. So if you want to remove a specific element from a list, for example, from this list x, I want to remove element 4, we can simply pass this element and execute this command. If I print this list x, we can see 4 is deleted from the list. We can use another function pop to delete an element from the list. To do that, simply we have to call this pop function, and if I execute the command, it printed the last element of the list. And now if I print this list, last element is deleted. We can also remove the element from a specific index as well using the pop method. To do that, let's execute this command. So if I want to delete the element at the second position using the pop method, we can do that. When I executed this command, it popped the element with the second position. Now if I print this list x, element at the second position is deleted. We can also clear a list using a clear method. To do that, let's execute this command. It will clear all the elements in the list. Now let's verify that I printed this list x, elements are not available inside this list. Now to delete a list from memory, we can use del keyword. If you execute this command del space list name, it will delete the list from memory. Let's try to verify that. If we print this list x, it is throwing an error. So this way we can delete a list from memory as well. Now let's discuss on some more useful methods on list. If we have an unsorted list, maybe for example x equals to 4, 3, 5, 1. Okay. So if you want to sort this list, we can use a sort function. To do that, we can simply write x dot sort function, and if I execute this command, it will sort the list. Let's try to print this. So we can see the list is sorted now. To count a unique element in a list, we can use count function. To do that, we have to use the count function on the list x, and if I want to check the count of a particular element, we have to pass that element. So suppose I want to check the count of element 5 in the list x. If we execute this command, it says the count of element 5 is 1 in the list x. We can also find the index of any element in a list. To do that, we have to use the index function. So if I want to find the index of element 5 again, so when we executed this command, the index of the element 5 is 3, which stands for 0, 1, 2, 3. We can also reverse a list. To reverse a list, we can use slice or reverse method. Let's try to understand slice method first. So if we execute a command x and -1, we can see the list is reversed. So here we have not passed the starting and end index, and we have passed the step size as -1, that is the negative index. So list is reversed. So this is a quick way in Python to reverse any list. We can also use the function reverse to reverse a list. To do that, let's create a variable y and initialize it with list value. If I apply a reverse function on this list y and print the value of list y, we can see the list is reversed now. So we can reverse a list using a slice or reverse method. Let's try to use some other built-in function on list as well. So if you want to calculate the length of a list, we can use the length function. To do that, we can simply use the length function and pass this list x. If we execute this command, it says the length of this list is 4. Let's use another built-in function, max. So if you want to find the maximum element in a list, we can use the max function, and if we pass the list x inside this max function, we can get the maximum element in this list x, which is 5. Similarly, we can find the minimum element in a list using the mean function. So if we use the mean function and pass the parameter x as element, so the mean element in this list x is 1. We can also calculate the sum of all the elements in a list. To do that, we have to use the sum function. So if we use the sum function and pass this list x and execute this command, the sum of all the elements is 13, which is this one. Now if you want to remove the duplicate element from a list and convert the list into set, we can use the set function. To do that, if we use the set function and pass this list x and execute the command, it will remove the duplicate element from a list and it will convert this list into set. If you want to create a copy of your existing list, we can also do that in Python. To do that, we can create another variable, suppose z, and if you create use the copy function on this list x and execute this command, it will create a shallow copy of this list x, and if you print this list z, it will print the list. So this way we can create a copy of the list as well. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe my channel.